Hi, and welcome to another episode of Adventure Arkansas. This is a continuation episode of our trip through the Midwest. We last left off at northern New Mexico, where we hiked Little Castilla and finished our bikepacking adventure. We are now continuing through South Colorado to go to the Great Sand Dunes National Park.
Alright, so we finished the first 3 days of our adventure. We are currently traveling through the backwoods of New Mexico, past Castilla, which is the mountain we hiked today. Matthew biked an additional, 12 miles?
Yes.
Downhill. I decided to stay in the car and enjoy air conditioning. It's gorgeous up here. I think we're in a canyon at this point.
Yeah, so these are the natural Palisades. Apart from the road being bumpy, you can see up there, you can see like just how it's sheer rock face. I need to study up on how they were actually formed, but it makes for very, very beautiful views.
So the mountain ahead of us is Mount Blanca. We are going to be staying at Zapato Falls, right next to Great Sand Dunes National Park. We are currently in Colorado.
Oh, is it not?
Yeah, pepperoni.
They weren't renting sandboards or anything today because of the weather. I think the sand is like wet or something. So we're gonna see how far down we can get just by either walking or just like sliding on our butt. We're about halfway up the sand dunes. All I can say is that hiking in the sand is very, very aggravating. All right, we made it up to the top of the sand dunes, 8,600 feet.
Bye. Hey, Jacob. Good luck.
Oh, that was hard.
I told you it's gonna be hard.
You got this.
He's gonna die.
Just don't fall. Just fall, roll, and try to get back up. And keep running.
Okay, so we are at Molas Pass, which is at 10,910 feet. You can see lots of different mountains back there. Really beautiful up here.
William Henry Harrison is the first photographer that came out to the Rockies, a part of the Geographical Survey of the 1800s. He is the first to take pictures of Yellowstone and these beautiful mountains here.
All right, so we made it into Silverton. Last night we camped at the Sultan and Anvil campground. Just this beautiful, right by the river. There's Leah, she's cold. It's like 50 degrees this morning. Excited to do some hiking this morning, and then this afternoon we're gonna be on the train. We went on a hiking trail past the Ice Lake Trail, and we found this really, really cool waterfall. Alright, so it's been a couple days in Silverton. We've been really, really busy, so there hasn't been a lot of action shots, but here's a quick overview of what we've been doing. So the first day we got there, we just kind of went in. My aunt and uncle own the Rocky Mountain funnel cake factory in Silverton. It's an awesome place, you should definitely stop there. The funnel cakes are world class, we'll never find them anywhere else. So we went, got a funnel cake, and then went and set up in the Anvil campground in the National Forest. So kind of like a boondock area. There was no power or water. Some of the sites had bathrooms, but ours didn't. So the next day we got up and we rode the train to Durango from Silverton. So once we got into town, we got into Durango. which was a neat little town. It's got a lot of tourism in it. I wish we could have stayed longer because we just had enough time to eat. It was about like an hour and a half in town. So we got into town at like 5:45 from the train, and then we had a shuttle back at like 7. So not a whole lot of time in town, but it was enough to eat and kind of walk around. What we're on right now is called the $1 Million Highway. It's the highway that connects Silverton to Ouray, however you pronounce that. It's awesome. Lots of switchbacks and tiny curves. It would be very scary to do with a travel trailer or an RV.
Or a bike.
Or a bike or anything like that.
We have seen a few people biking this. I don't know how they're doing it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be slow, but you can, if you don't have anyone in front of you, you can kind of open up a little bit and get from Silverton to Ouray in less than 30 minutes, which takes usually about 30 minutes to get there, even though it's like 20 miles.
Yeah.
So after we went on the train, the next day we went to Telluride, Colorado. So we actually drove on this highway, the $1 Million Highway, through Ouray, through Ridgeway, and then went down into Telluride.
Took about 2 hours.
Yeah, so it was, a pretty good drive, but once we got into Telluride, it was well worth it. You're in this awesome canyon. It's got Mount Sneffels in the background.
Waterfalls all over the place.
And just awesome views all over, just 360 the whole way. So one thing that you can do in Telluride is, if you're kind of looking for free stuff to do, is you can ride the gondola that goes through Telluride up to Mountain View,
which is the only free gondola in the nation.
Right. So it's a really nice way to kind of go through Telluride without having to walk or bike or drive or anything like that,
and get the best views.
Right. They're really keen on trying to save gas and not have a ton of parking spots in town. So there's a place where you can just do free parking. And then you can walk the little river trail that runs along the river. And
they have a free bus that travels around constantly.
Right. You can walk on the trail or take the bus up to the gondola, take the gondola up and down the mountain, anything like that.
Our favorite part, though, if you can't tell that we're very into biking, was the sheer amount of bike culture in the town.
Right. So in town they had a couple rental places. So Telluride in the wintertime and in the spring is a ski resort town. So there's a lot of skiing. It's an awesome place if you're more experienced. They've got a lot of nice blues and blacks and double blacks. And I know they have a really nice collier, a cone, I don't know, a basin, something with all the powder in it. I'm not a skier, so I don't know what it's called, but they have a really, really nice powder dome, I'm going to call it that. Blacks, double blacks. But in the summer, they run the ski lift for mountain biking. So you ride the ski lift up with your bike, and then you get to ride back down, not have to pedal at all.
But you had tons of uphills, right?
Right. So I actually rented a mountain bike for one day. It was real cheap. It was like $60.
4 hours?
Yeah, for 4 hours. So it was
great rate. Great rate.
Free gondola. Didn't have to worry about a lift ticket. And I went on the Prospect Trail. So I rode up the gondola to the first stop, got off, and started climbing. And I rode, I think, 14 and a half miles total. And it was 1,800 feet of climbing. So even with the gondola ride up to the top, I still did more climbing per foot than I have in Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, any other place that I've ridden. The terrain out here is just extreme. There's no other way to put it.
I came back down, he was completely drenched in mud. There was slight rain, but he was still able to keep going. So it was like light sprinkling. Meanwhile, while he was doing that, I was shopping and eating and enjoying Telluride. It was beautiful, great customer service, all that kind of stuff. So it was really fun for both of us. Yeah. We are currently in, what was it, Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Huge, giant canyon. You are not allowed to go down there without a backcountry permit because you'll probably die. These rock climbing, this is Painted Wall, by the way. Rock climbing is very intense here, as well as kayaking down the bottom. It's really cool. If you put the Empire State Building at the bottom, it would reach about, what, halfway? It's pretty awesome. It's hard to comprehend the size of this.
Alright, so another update. The other day we spent the night at Twin Lakes Campground at the base of Mount Elbert. We didn't get any video of that because our phones were super dead and we didn't really have a way to charge it because one of our batteries just absolutely shot crap and we only have like 2 chargers in here. So didn't have enough battery to shoot video if we were going to go do the peak the next day because I want to record everything on GPS. Set an alarm for 5 in the morning, you know, all ready to go, got our gear loaded and everything, get up at 5, it's raining.
We weren't looking to die is the thing.
Yeah, so we looked at the radar, it was forecasting rain the rest of the day. We're like, well, not super keen on getting up there and A, not seeing anything, but B, also, you know, safety, not trying to get struck by lightning or anything. So
We went to Leadville.
Yeah, we had a lazy morning, got out of camp by like 9, went to Leadville, which was really cool. They have the Leadville 100 race there every year. It's this incredible race, either by foot or by bike, 100 miles, I don't know, I think the bike might be 200, but they have a lot of cool stores there. We got
Mountain biking gear.
Yeah, just different stuff at the bike shop, and we got like a buff or something and a sweatband from the store.
We got this buff, Colorado.
Yeah. It was funny. We rolled in at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we were like, "Oh, nothing's open." We looked at everything. It was like 10. Everything opened at 10. We were there at 9, so we had to go like walk around, go to the coffee shop.
Yeah, Leah has to sample every coffee shop in America.
Yeah, so we had to kind of kill some time before everything opened at 10.
It was really cool though. It was a very pretty place.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was what, like 10,200 feet?
Oh yeah, it was up really high.
So we did Leadville, and then after that we drove through kind of the Front Range on Highway 70 to Broomfield, where we stayed with Leah's uncle for a couple nights. Highway 70 was awesome. It was a good drive. That's quite the pass that goes through the Eisenhower and the Johnson Tunnel, I think was the other one, both built in the 70s.
Matthew's been around there because he went skiing in one of the towns.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been to Breckenridge before to go skiing, but it's been a long time since I've been out here. So driving through 70 was awesome, lots of awesome views. Once we got on the Front Range, wow, it's a whole other side of Colorado. Tons of people. Just imagine like a big city like Dallas or Atlanta or something, and then shove it in the mountains, except it's in the plains. So you're only like an hour or two drive from some of the best recreational areas in the world, but you also live in plains, kind of like what we're driving through right now.
Yeah, we're in Kansas currently, heading back to Bentonville, Arkansas.
Right. So we went around and kind of went to downtown Denver.
Went to the aquarium.
Yeah, went to the aquarium.
Saw a tiger for some reason.
It's kind of weird, but
checked out modern art because we go to museums a lot.
Yeah, so it was a fun, nice layover in Denver. Didn't really do much of anything. Tried some food. So right now we're on our way back to Arkansas. We've been driving through Kansas for like, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 hours now. I think our plan is to go through Wichita, go south, and then go east again. Trying to avoid some of those toll roads in Kansas and Oklahoma. But we're going to be stopping in Bentonville, Arkansas at Prairie Creek Campground, I think. And we'll see Crystal Bridges, the amazing art museum that's up there. Entrance is free. The Walton family really likes their art. So they have art from all over the world. It's one of the best in the United States. Free entry.
But that's according to someone from Arkansas, so
Yeah.
a little bit of bias.
Yeah. We're also going to see the Chihuly exhibit, which is Chihuly is a man that specializes in glass and
Blown glass and all that.
yeah, blown glass. He makes awesome sculptures out of glass. So I've already seen it, but Leah here, this will be our first time at the museum itself and for the glass exhibit. So
And I'm going to see the University of Arkansas, which is what I've always wanted to see.
we're this is pretty much the end of the trip. We've got a couple cool things left, but we kind of fell behind on our vlogging. When with batteries being low and everything, it's really hard to keep video of everything if you don't have battery on your phone enough to shoot video or
And we like having maps, so
yeah, it's either shoot some video or like have a GPS when you're out hiking in the wilderness. So priorities. But hey, that's the second time we've seen that car. And that one.
lots of mountain bikes.
Well, we just drove in from Denver last night. Stayed at Prairie Creek campsite in Rogers, Arkansas. Not super happy with it. There's a lot of rocks here. You see, the terrain is kind of like limestone / crusher dust. If you know about this area at all, you'll know that that's about the only thing that's up here. It's like 7 in the morning or something stupid like that. We got probably the worst thunderstorm I've been in a long time last night. Just constant lightning crashing, and the sky was lit up the whole time, and it rained for like 4 hours straight. So I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Our tent's not really that waterproof anymore, so all of our stuff is wet. The air mattress is wet. Thank God this is our last day, but man, great to be back.
Alright, so this is the end of our journey. We are currently back in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, roll tide to everyone. So after we last left off, we went to the Crystal Bridges Museum,
It was gorgeous.
went to downtown Bentonville, had some coffee.
211 Cafe, which is fantastic, but I've been trying coffee on the entirety of this trip, and it was the best coffee.
After that, we went back home, unpacked, repacked, drove back to school in Tuscaloosa. That's the end of it all. What do you think about the trip?
Need another trip really soon.
Yeah, it was seriously awesome. If you ever get the chance, Midwest, best place to be in the United States, I think.
Well, our next big trip's going to be the Pacific Northwest, so
Right.
we'll find out.
We'll see some more. But it's a good trip. Glad that you guys came along with us. Thanks for watching.